Hi everyone, good morning. It's me, Simone from Snap Back Body Raw Weight Loss Camp. I'm excited that you're here. I'm at the park walking, definitely making this a priority. I had one day, which was yesterday, when it wasn't a priority, and definitely I could feel the effects of it all day until I restructured my schedule. But I hope you join us. To sign up for the weight loss camp, go to my website at snapbackbodyraw.com. Remember, this is a 5-month program where we are losing up to 100 pounds and healing our bodies. This is exciting. Join me. Today I have you at the park with me. We're on day 11 of being raw, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about what I learned yesterday when I woke up, and for several hours after, I just wasn't feeling energetic, and I couldn't figure out why. I'd had enough sleep. Everything was the same. I was really going through, why am I feeling this way? And then I thought about my body, and I was like, well, I'm not tired, I'm not sleepy, I just wasn't excited. And after several hours, I figured it out that I had too much on my schedule, and I restructured my schedule. Immediately when I did that, my energy returned. And I really know that because I'm on a raw diet, that when I felt that tired, not tired, but just that not happy, I didn't reach for food. Rather, I tried to figure out what was going on, because I was like, there's no way I should feel this way. I'm eating great foods. I'm giving my body what it needs. And that's what it was. And funny enough, yesterday, normally my first hour of my day, I give to myself. I go to a beautiful park and walk. I set my intentions for the day. While I'm walking, I'll say positive affirmations. And then when I get home, I just center myself for about 20 minutes. Well, I didn't do any of that yesterday because I was so busy. And the night before, I'd stayed up late working. And finally, I realized I have to do that for myself. My first hour of my day and my last hour of my day have to be for me. So I restructured. The energy is back. I feel good. And today is day 11. 11 days of 100% raw. During week 1, I lost 7 pounds. Join us on this challenge. We're doing this together. There's so many of us that are in this place where we're ready to lose weight and heal our bodies. Join me on this challenge. This has been 11 days of easy. There are videos every day. I post a video of making a delicious food that we can eat. Every week we have a live class. During the class, I make a delicious meal, I answer questions, and give more information about raw food. And every day you have access to our Facebook group. And in the Facebook group, you can share recipes, you can cheer each other on, talk about your successes. So that is what we're doing. I hope you join us. Go to my website for more information and for pricing. Again, my website is snapbackbodyraw.com. We are in day 11. Today we are making sweet potato chips, and I am definitely ready for sweet potato chips. I know some of you are as well. You've been wanting chips, so today is the day. And I'm going to first talk about the mandolin slicer. This is something that we will use to slice our sweet potatoes. So I'll just talk to you a little bit about that. The mandolin slicer, you have the runway, which is just the area where we run our fruits or vegetables along the mandolin slicer. Then there is this slicing blade, and then there are also interchangeable blades. And so this mandolin slicer has 4 interchangeable blades, and each of them does something a little differently. We have this blade which grates, and that kind of looks like a cheese grater, if you can see that. This blade grates, and some of you might want to grate onions if you want to have your onions grated for a dish, maybe for a salad. These 2 blades, both julienne, are fruits and vegetables. So a smaller julienne you might want for a carrot, and the larger julienne you might want for leeks. There's a really delicious dish we'll make with leeks and raw organic corn which I know some of you are wanting to have. Yes, corn is raw. We can have that. I put some on my salad the other day. It's organic, but yes, I did. So this is a larger julienne. This blade, which is the one we'll use today, is the blade that allows us to slice. And it's very easy to put the blades in if you have this style of mandolin slicer. So you just put it in there, and now it's pressed firmly in. This is the cap, which is used for safety. So you can put the vegetable or fruit into here, you press it into here, and that's used for safety because we want to keep our hands and fingers safe. All right, so here is the sweet potato that I'm using, and for this recipe we're going to use 4 medium-sized sweet potatoes or 2 large sweet potatoes. So this is our sweet potato. You can see for me, I like to get organic, so that is my organic seal of approval. I will remove that. I definitely don't want that in my dehydrator. So this is our potato, and then you'll just cut this in half. Okay, and now we have our sweet potato. You press it into the top, and then you slice. You want these thinly sliced. If they're thickly sliced, then they'll be really hard. We don't want them to be hard and hard to bite into. So you want them to be very thin. Okay, and this is the first half of our sweet potato chips. So you can cut the sweet potato. I like to cut the top and the bottom. You want to make flat surfaces. Those are easier to slice. And then you'll put the lid, the safety cap on top. Kind of looks like a hat if you look at that, but you put that on top. That's really important to use that. And then you put your sweet potato onto the runway, and then you'll press it against the blade. Now you don't want to press it really hard because that will make a thicker slice. You just want to barely press it so that you have a nice thin slice. So remember, we want our sweet potato chips to be thinly sliced. If they're too thickly sliced, then they're really hard when they dehydrate, and we don't want that. You can see that's a really nice thinly sliced sweet potato chip. And these are our sweet potato chips. Ingredients, I'm going to make 2 separate tastes for my sweet potato chips. The first taste that I'm doing is the sweet salty. So on all of the sweet potato chips, you'll put 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil. If you don't want to use olive oil, then use water. Just ensuring that the water gets on every chip, because that's going to allow the salt to stick to the chips. So 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil or water, depending on which you want to use, and then 1 to 2 teaspoons of Himalayan or Inca salt. Our Himalayan salt, our Inca salt, that is unprocessed, unrefined, so it is raw. It's still full of minerals. There are over 84 minerals in this, so it's really good for us. And remember, we have our cold pressed olive oil, and cold pressed is what makes it raw. That means they didn't use heat to get the juice out of the olives. And you just really want to toss this, just getting the olive oil on both sides of your sweet potato chips. You want both sides of the sweet potato chips to either have olive oil on them or the water if you elected to use water instead. And then you get your salt. And you turn it over and you'll toss it again. And now for your spices. And your spices, it's really according to taste. I'm going to do right now a sweeter sweet potato chip. So remember, they already have the salt on them. So I'm doing a cinnamon, nutmeg, and a hint of agave. So it's going to have that sweet and salty taste. You can also do a savory. I'm going to do the rest of the sweet potato chips today. I'm going to make those a savory. So those I'll use So those I will use onion powder, garlic powder, and red pepper. So for your nutmeg, half of a teaspoon. And then our agave, 1 tablespoon of agave. And toss that. Just making sure that you're getting the spices that you've chosen on each sweet potato chip. And then place the sweet potato chips onto the food dehydrator tray in a single layer. What we're doing with the food dehydrator is air is what's drying our fruits and vegetables. So we have a single layer. For the second batch of sweet potato chips, this batch I want it to be savory. Remember, our first batch is sweet, so this batch I want it to be savory. So for my savory spices, I have chosen onion powder, garlic powder, and red pepper. And choose the savory spices that you like. I like onion powder and garlic powder as a staple. I know what that tastes like and I really enjoy it on chips. And then I want a little bit of spice, so I'm adding red pepper. And so those are the spices I'm using. I've already have the olive oil on my sweet potato chips. And remember, you want to turn those so that you have olive oil or water, whatever your preference, on all of the chips. Once you know that you've coated each of the chips with the olive oil, then you add your salt. And remember, 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And tossing that. Really getting the salt on every sweet potato chip. And now I'm adding my onion powder. And we will add 1 teaspoon of onion powder, half of a teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of red pepper. Making sure to get all of the spices onto your sweet potato chips. That looks like yumminess. And I'm tempted to add a few fresh basil leaves in here. I might do that. But this is these are our prepared sweet potato chips. I will put these onto the dehydrator trays. And there you have it, our sweet potato chips, our savory sweet potato chips, ready to go into our food dehydrator. And these I will dehydrate 10 to 20 hours. It's variant on how crispy you want your sweet potato chips. After 10 hours, take them out, taste one. If it's crunchy enough for you, you're ready. If not, add another 3 hours and test them again. The maximum would be 20 hours, and that would be your extra crunchy, crispy sweet potato chips. But definitely check them in intervals, because you want to decide, especially as you're first learning to use your food dehydrator, you want to decide how much crispiness you want to put into your sweet potato chips. I am excited. I will be really happy tomorrow to eat the sweet potato chips. I'm excited that you're here. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If there are any videos that you want to see, leave your comments in the chat. To join our weight loss camp, go to my website at snapbackbodyraw.com to sign up for our 5-month weight loss camp. It's a lot of fun. Hope you join us. See you on the next one.